Wassail Beautiful People. So, that big stellium reading, we're still in that stellium energy. And yesterday, when I did the reading, I kind of casually thought I wouldn't mention the moon being in Leo because it's a nice place for the moon. But yesterday's moon in Leo was intense as it drew closer to Virgo. We're almost in Virgo now as I'm recording this, and it's feeling a lot softer. But it brought up a kind of battle between the light that dark moon Lilith can bring versus the darkness that is associated with the dark side of Eve frequency. And for me personally, someone delivered something, even though I was in a wonderful space of great joy, really, that was a real emotional blow. It was a traumatic moment, but I've dealt with it. I've worked through it and I've passed through it. But we're coming up to another part of this energy that I just want to do this little short reading about, just to bring you all aware of it. Tomorrow, on Friday, April the 23rd, at 7:29 GMT in the morning, the moon will trine Venus. Now remember, Venus was in the middle of this stellium, and this is opening a new void, and this void is the longest void I think I've ever noticed astrologically. It's 32 hours and 37 minutes. It lasts all the way through to Saturday the 24th of April at 16:06 GMT UTC. So I want to talk about how, just briefly, when this void begins, you will have the moon at the sun at 3 degrees in Taurus, you'll have Mercury at 8 degrees, you'll have Venus at 9 degrees, Uranus or Gaia at 10 degrees, and you will have Black Moon Lilith at 20. By the time we've gone through that void, now remember, a void of course moon is when all that energy of those inner planets just becomes void, so that you can stop and look at something. And I think what we're looking at is this battle between Black Moon Lilith and Dark Eve. And I know that's a very odd concept that many of you might Google and not find an answer to. The answer's in you. You just need to look at the aspects of your truth. Think of it as Eve was made from Adam, and so there's always a connection to man that energy of woman brings, and it can be a very destructive energy, because Dark Eve is almost the female narcissist, whereas Black Moon Lilith, who's been demonized. And if you go back to my reading from about the stellium and look at the comment that Cindy from Awakening to Spirit left, you'll see some really disturbing stuff that she managed to find out about Lilith, which is all based in this notion of a falsehood. Because what Black Moon Lilith really represents when she brings both her dark and her light is a woman truly independent, standing in her own power. It's an incredible frequency, and that seemed to be the battle that we're coming round. It's almost like we're trying to bring about the death of Dark Eve in some way within ourselves. It's always going to be an energy that's out there. So let's just move into this reading. Because I don't want it to be too long, I need it to be something that's a little bit shorter, because I ramble too much. I've only brought a few decks out with me to keep it shorter as well. So I've got Le Chemin de Level, the evil pathways as I like to call it, because they seem, if any, that they will bring the right frequency. I didn't finish saying that basically when you go through the void, I knew there was a part that I'd slightly missed off. The energy of the void when it moves into 0 degrees of Libra, because it will start in a moon in Virgo at 10 degrees. So you'll notice then that the aspect of Uranus, Gaia and the moon are both at 10 degrees, one in Virgo and one in Taurus. So that's a kind of slightly uncomfortable energy. It's in a match, but it's causing a kind of a shake, and that's why we've got this 32.5 hour period to look at things within ourselves. But then as it moves into 0 degrees, the moon moves into 0 degrees of Libra, you will begin to feel the balance. The sun will be at 4 degrees, so it's shifted a degree. The Mercury will have moved from 8 degrees to 11 degrees of Taurus. Venus will have moved from 9 degrees to 12 degrees. So they're the movements. They're really the areas that you're kind of looking at. Venus energy, remember I said it starts with a Venus, a moon trine Venus. So it really is about how we shift our ability to have compassion and forgiveness somehow. But anyway, let's go into the cards, because I'm already rambling too much. So we kind of want to know what's the opening gambit, because as it closes, there's a big portal opening between the sun and the other 4 planets in the stellium. Yeah, it's the duality. It's opening our duality. But I'm seeing this as the energy between Lilith and Eve. This is Lilith and Eve frequency. This is about connecting to something other than. I'm not going to pull another one of those. I'm going to go straight into the Moonology. As I say, I'm trying to deliver this as a very fast reading that will help you to look within yourself without me adding too many layers of complications. I've explained why it's opening, but how we deal with it is for us. So meditate, new moon in Pisces. Now that's interesting, because actually it's meditate on the energy as the moon moves towards Libra. But when it does, fortune, there's an aspect in the heavens that's called fortune, that will shift from Libra to 0 degrees in Pisces. So it's something about meditating on, again, it's twin energy. Meditating on what is your dark Lilith versus your dark Eve, and how do you bring light to both of those. I almost feel like we're killing Eve, that was a program, I think, within ourselves, but I don't know. These are just things that are being intuited through me, but something's going on. So let's get some Thoth on this. Right, so this duality, this meditation, this dark Eve, this light Lilith, it's almost like a reversal. We have one. Oh look, we've got the 10 of Cups. This is a massively emotional, I want to say it's a safe emotional space. This is a time, this void, when it opens, to move into this wonderful safe space. So remember, it opens Friday the 23rd at 7:29 GMT in the morning. Okay, that's AM. So you need to work out where that is in your time zone. And this is about Mars in Pisces. So it's like you've got to look at what are the emotions that fire you up, but you know, with a kind of, you know, look, it's Red Sea. When Lilith left, when she was told that supposedly in the mythology to, you know, bow down to Adam, and she said F you, she went off to the Red Sea, and Source or God sent 3 angels to say please come back, and she was like, no, I'm not doing it. There's something about that. It's a very I know it says Pisces, but it's like, stop dreaming that fire, be that fire, is what I want to say. Don't just let it be some kind of watery imagination. Fire up. Oh look, so we've got the 3 of Swords. This is what's opening the space to heal the pain, and this is Saturn in Libra. Saturn has got a relevance at the moment. What did I write about Saturn just now? I knew that Saturn was going to come out in this reading. Oh, that's exactly it. Saturn is the beginning of the pathway. This is fascinating that this card's talking about Saturn in Libra. So Saturn's at 12 degrees of Aquarius, and it's pushing all of its energy, its message. It's almost blowing a trumpet towards the entire stellium in Taurus. But what it's doing is it's firing its energy, its knowledge, what was once restrictive energy. It's pushing ops energy, that side, that feminine flip side, again the divine feminine energy, but of Saturn, that's not restrictive but is a giving energy, firing at the sun. The sun is preparing to open this stellium portal between itself and the other four aspects, Mercury, Venus, Black Moon, Lilith, and yeah, there's another one, isn't there? What have I not said? Gaia, Uranus. So there's a space opening. That energy from Saturn then goes from the sun and it pushes it towards the moon, which will be in 0 degrees of Libra. Saturn in Libra. So the energy of this ops giving frequency is being driven through life force and being supplanted into the energy of the moon in Libra as the void ends. But that's the focus that we need to be pushing towards. And then the moon takes that energy and fires it straight down towards Pluto. And remember, I said that was yesterday, that's where it's going. The moon is heading towards Pluto. But before it gets to Pluto, it's going to be going through its full moon, the super pink moon in Scorpio. There's so much going on. And then we have it's delivering Ace of Cups. It's delivering pure love. I want to say pretzel. I've got no idea why. They're showing me a pretzel. It's a knot. It's something about eat what knots you up, I think is what they're trying to say. Don't allow the things that have knotted you up forever to remain a knot. You've got to really break through with this. So then I'm going to ask for some clarifiers, because I've got Thoth as well to go with Thoth. Let's just put down another row and see whether, because it allows the energy to sometimes do duplicates to help us see things. We've got 3 cards. We've got a 4th that's not coming out. So, oh, you see, so beautiful. We've got flow all the way through, flow through this energy. This is moon in Taurus. So it's almost like saying that the stellium energy is what's working with the activation of the moon to bring flow. And here we've got the classical planets all sort of marked around the edge, the original planets that you can see with the naked eye. And they're the ones that work on the void. So this is the flow inside the void. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. We're being given we're being told this is destiny, 1010. This is a spatial destiny that needs to be approached, faced, dealt with. And look, it's 32 hours and 37 minutes. Actually, I didn't add that up, but that's rather weirdly 15, isn't it? 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, 15. 6. Balance. And then we have 2. I mean, both of these are talking about how we bring this energy of love, but this one is about bringing that source love into a flowing balance within our light and our dark, bringing forth Black Moon Lilith and making a transformation with her. It's wonderful stuff. So now let's take the evil pathways. I know it's not, it's the awakening pathways, but it feels like that delusion, that lie that I have put on to the naming of this deck is very relevant to the way in which we see Lilith and how we hold her as demonized. So let's just get, where do we get to? What's the ending of this portal? La résilience. I mean, it's at that energy of being resilient in the face of all our karmic traumas that we just daren't look at. Look at them all. Look at all the things that you hold fixed, because this is a stellium that's opening a brand new energy in fixed earth energy, and it's saying to you, you've got to unfix the energy, you've got to unfix yourself, and you've got to unfix your future. And that's what this void is allowing us for. It's also referencing, I'm just seeing that Leo 8-8 portal, but I'm almost seeing that the lion has now leapt out of the way, that difficult Leo moon that we've just had, and the lion's shifted, and we've got space now for something else to flow in. I'm now getting I'm getting Uranus energy in the now, as if acknowledging, like I did, you know, this damaging wound that someone threw at me yesterday from out of the blue. I've dealt with it already. I was really on top of it. Yeah, it made me emotionally livid, beyond divine anger, furious. But in the space of about 12 hours, I'd settled it. I'd dealt with it. I'd faced it. I saw that lion and I tamed it. So what do we have here? Show the world the real you. Didn't we have that yesterday? Full moon in Aquarius. This is what this void is about. This moon is trying to offer us the ability to see the real, to show the world who we really are, not who we are expected to be or who we think we should be by the expectations of others. So what would you like to add, please, to that energy? How many is that? Oh, that's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want this to be a quick reading. Look, we've gone 1 of Cups, we've gone 2 of Cups, and now we're on 3 of Cups. This is such a natural progression of our emotions being rewired. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It even contains the 4 of Cups. But let's go through it. So this is Mercury in Cancer, and that's interesting in itself, because Mercury is heading at the moment towards Gemini and then Cancer, but Mars at this point, when we're at the exit, I believe Mars has gone into the 0 degrees of Cancer. I think Mars has finally got there. So I thought I'd written that down, but I hadn't. I just wrote down the Saturn, but I'm pretty sure Mars by the end of this will be at 0 degrees, just as the moon will be at 0 degrees of Libra, Cancer and Libra. You're going to feel emotionally at home. So we've got that. It opens with Queen of Swords energy. Look, this is Dark Moon Lilith triumphing. There's not much else I can say about that. And what's she triumphing over? I want to say the kind of hold that the devil, but also the kind of the confusion, the distortions that masculine mythology brings to Dark Eve energy. It's severing the head of that so that you can actually unloosen your Dark Eve and put your Dark Eve to bed and become Dark Lilith, so that you can bring the light forwards. And then that is you as a spiritual warrior. So this is Sun in Sagittarius, fire in Sagittarius. That's linking us back to saying that this birthed with the solar eclipse tunnel last year, that I wasn't able to explain to you in the way I'm going to be able to explain to you the new one. But it's linking back to that, but it's also reminding me that the lunar eclipse full moon will be in Sagittarius. It's just showing things. And what is this It's a cosmic gift. This is a sigil of Aleister Crowley. And to me today, which it's never done before, I put it in as a cosmic egg, a cosmic gift that comes in. But what it's saying is, it's who will you become? What will be your new sigil? How will you represent yourself in a symbol? You know, like Prince went all kind of, you know, the artist formerly known as. It's almost like you need to look at rune bindings. You need to look into the aspects of magical symbols and choose something in this void. Do a little bit of work in the void. Go online and find some stuff, but find a way in magical symbols to describe you, and it will empower you. And then we have the Four of Cups. So we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, and this Four of Cups is Moon in Cancer. So there's a lot of being at home with our energy, bringing our energy home, and then it ends with the universe. This is a completion. This moment now is acting as a time to complete this dark feminine shadow work and own your power. Own your power. Nobody else's, your power. So let's just chuck, just to end, the last few moments. Can we please have a little bit of information? Oh, I didn't think any more were going to come out, but let's go with the opening. It's back. It's the Lovers. It's the 6th frequency that was resonating all day yesterday. Co-creating with spirit. Look, whatever work you do in a void doesn't echo out from your heart to the universe. It's like for a little bit of time the universe closes its ears. You can do the work. You can explore your dark side without it bringing any danger towards you, and find a way to bring yourself into a new frequency that will bring you, oh, it's a 6-6, oh, victory. And then at the point of the victory, which is Jupiter in Leo, that's fascinating in itself. Jupiter in Leo, expanding on the resilience card, bringing the ego not under control, but bringing power to the ego through Black Moon Lilith. Fascinating. I'm just saying, I didn't know this. When these things unfold for me, I know wisps. I've scratched at the surface. It's a bit like a kind of a scratch and sniff, because these roses up here smell beautiful, but it's not until you see the real thing that you actually understand what it is. And we have, oh look, Princess of Discs. Plug yourself in. Plug your Black Moon Lilith in and melt the ice. Plug yourself in. Yggdrasil. It's your new key. It's your new key to life. And it will bring you peace. Truce. Amazing energy. What else do we have on here? We've got Jupiter in Libra. We've got the expansion of the balance taking place. And then we've got Moon, Sun in Virgo. Sun in Virgo. And the Moon is in Virgo all the way through. So what it's saying is, by activating the light of your Black Moon Lilith, the light aspect that she carries, not only the dark, you will plug your life force into the Virgo moon and bring about wonderful changes. They're saying, just hold this up again. Write your own sigil, your own magic. It's not forever. It's just your new protection for the next phase in your life. And I will just say, don't ask me to help you with it, because it has to be your choice. You have to look at shapes and magical symbols and choose to weave together those which most represent you. Hopefully I'll have done one and I'll show you mine, but I don't know. I might get told that it's a secret, that we have to keep secret to ourselves, because sometimes when we tell people too much, it gives people power over us. It's a little bit like creating a new energetic signature for yourself and writing your own magic cast rune, whatever you want to call it, but it's creating your new power for the next phase of life as we move forwards. That's really beautiful. Sorry to give you homework, but really, you know, without homework, what are you learning? You're just sitting here looking at the readings and hoping somehow that the magical energy will flow towards you. It doesn't. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the hours. I mean, I put in too many hours, I know that, but this is just 32 hours and 37 minutes when you need to do some work on you and bringing the light to your black moon Lilith, and not fearing your femininity, and knowing that your divine feminine stands fully independent of the divine masculine, because it's only when you can separate them fully and empower them both that you can bring them together in that Lovers card and co-create. Okay, anyway, that's this quick reading. Wassail, there'll be a full moon in Scorpio one coming tomorrow or the next day. So have a beautiful time, Wassail people.